Welcome to W&L Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with baseball coach Jeff Stickley, men's track and field athlete Ian McDonald, and women's tennis captain Sonja Meighan. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington in the athletics. Two generals earned first-team All-America honors at the NCAA Division III Indoor Track and Field Championships in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Ian McDonald, who will join us shortly, finished as the runner-up in the mile, while Dana Lee placed 8th overall in the long jump. Men's lacrosse opened up ODAC play with a 14-4 home victory over Randolph, and the women's team eked out an 8-7 win over visiting St. Mary's. Women's tennis defeated Mary Washington 6-3, while men's tennis lost 9-0 to the Eagles. And baseball dropped both games of an ODAC doubleheader on the road at Randolph-Macon, falling 8-3 and 16-1. I'm joined now by baseball coach Jeff Stickley. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
We can't talk about the baseball season without discussing the weather, which forced the Generals into a 29-day layoff that finally ended last week. How did you and your team deal with such a long gap between games?
Well, you do the best you can, and you know, we have indoor hitting tunnels, and you work out on the turf, AstroTurf football field, and you do the best you can. It's certainly not baseball. It was just unfortunate. It's the worst I've ever had in 29, 30 years. And dealing with it is a problem. For a week or so, you don't lose as much, but then when you start extending that time, you don't see live pitching. The hitters or the pitchers are only throwing bullpens inside, and it's really, you know, unfortunate, but it's what we had to deal with.
The Generals have struggled at the plate in recent games. What needs to happen for W&L to increase its offensive production?
Get more hits. And, you know, it's the same old thing in baseball. The harder you try, the worse it gets sometimes. And you have to get your confidence. I think the issue really was not seeing live pitching. And then when you come out of the chute, you face two top 20 teams with good pitchers. And then it kind of snowballs a little bit. We certainly have guys who can hit better than they are. It's just a matter of them getting some hits, getting their confidence going, and just playing some games, really.
Another consequence of the long layoff is that your schedule is now even more compressed in late March and early April. What kind of challenge does that pose for the team?
Well, that's not unusual for us. Usually we get that anyway. The difference this year is our week of break, we don't have that week. The week of break is the ODAC tournament. So you have to make them up before our exams hit, and that really makes it tough. And we're just going to have to get games in. You miss some of the non-conference games, and you just have to, you know, step up and play, and guys perform. And I think you'll find out, though, the longer we go and the better the longer the season goes, the better we'll be playing.
Only the top 6 teams in the conference standings make the ODAC tournament, but with that double elimination format, once you're there, anything can happen. What do the Generals need to do to collect enough wins to get back to Lynchburg?
Well, you need to beat the teams you should. And then actually we've done one of the goals is we've split with Shenandoah, who's always a top team. And, you know, you just try to find a way to get in. Once you're there, I think we've proved over and over that, you know, we can win it, which we did. I think that was even out of the sixth seed. And we usually perform very well at the tournament, and that's certainly your first goal. But we always perform better towards the end of the year. So hopefully you can rack up enough to, you know, get there.
Jeff, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks.
Here with me now is Ian McDonald, sophomore track and field athlete from Richmond. Ian, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You broke your own school and ODAC records at the Division III Indoor Championship meet last weekend to place 2nd overall in the mile. You held off the 3rd place finisher by 0.05 of a second. Tell us about the championship race.
Well, actually, going the last 50 meters or so, the guys who ended up finishing 3rd and 4th both passed me, and I ended up catching them right back at the line. But yeah, it was a fun meet. Going in, the goal was just to make finals, top 3 in each race, plus the next 4 fastest times, qualify for the final the next day. So I wanted to make it there and just kind of see what I had in that last meet, in the last race, but ended up going better than I expected.
and you ended up as a first-team All-American. You also won the ODAC cross-country meet back in the fall. You were the athlete of the meet at the Conference Indoor Championship. Did you envision having this much success as a sophomore?
Well, the way that a training program usually works is it takes about 18 months, give or take, for a new coaching program to really work. So I was expecting to have stuff start clicking this indoor, but not even kind of to the extent that it has. And a lot of that, I mean, it just goes to show that Spalding's just a fantastic coach.
What can Washington and Lee accomplish in cross-country and track and field over the next couple of years?
I think we're going to be really good. I think that by the end of outdoor next year, every record from the 400, or maybe not the 4, because Xander is pretty quick, but everything from the 800 up is going to belong to either myself, Max Strahler, Levi Waring, or Jack Jones. So I think that the track program is really moving in the right direction. Going into indoor ODACs this year, the plan was to compete for that championship title. We fell a little short this year, but I'm thinking maybe an outdoor we can challenge for it, or at the very minimum by indoor ODACs next year we should be in contention for a track team title. And then cross country wise, I'm hoping that the team can qualify for nationals next year. The way that works is the top 2 teams at the regional meet qualify. So it'd be fantastic to go to I think meets being held at Oshkosh next year. So it'd be great to go up there and race with the team.
How excited is the track team to open up the outdoor season this weekend with the W&L Carnival?
Yeah, I mean, to open up a season with our home meet is fantastic. It's a chance to kind of show off for the school. Hopefully a lot of people will come down. It should be a nice weekend. So hopefully we'll got a lot of fans in the stadium, and we can really open up with the right way. We've got a couple meets coming forward, so it should be good to get moving to outdoor.
Ian, thanks for joining us. Best of luck during the spring.
Thanks for having me.
With me in the studio is Sonja Meighan, senior tennis captain from McLean, Virginia. Sonja, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How pleased have you been with the general season thus far?
The season has been off to a great start. We kicked off our season with a few ODAC matches as well as 2 Division I teams to prepare us for our biggest competition thus far, which was Indoor Nationals. Unfortunately, we fell in the first round 5-4 to Carnegie, but bounced back, had a great end to the tournament. We defeated Skidmore and Swanee. So all the hard work that we've been putting into it has really started to show off, and I think we set the tone for what's going to be a great season.
In addition to a lot of success in singles, you've had a tremendous doubles career with Patricia Kirkland. You guys went to the national semifinals in 2013. What's it been like to compete with the same doubles partner for pretty much your entire career?
It's been incredible to have the same partner. Playing with Patricia the past 3 years has really allowed us to develop a very dynamic relationship on the court. In that, I mean, she knows exactly what I'm thinking, where I'm going in the point, and I know the same for her. So this allows us to really execute the strategies that we work every day, and it's been a big factor in the success we've had. We were very proud to make it to the semifinals of nationals, but it wasn't that championship that we were hoping for. So as we kind of finish out our last season together, that's really what we're working towards, is making it to that last step.
You'll certainly be challenged by the non-conference schedule throughout the season. Next week, you've got 4 nationally ranked opponents coming to Lexington, including Williams on Tuesday. What will those matches tell you about the team's potential for competing in the Division III playoffs?
So next week, we will be hosting the Fab Five, and that is certainly going to be a great opportunity for us. We will be facing Williams, Carnegie, DePauw, and Emory, so 4 nationally ranked teams, as you said, and it's just a great position for us to be in that we've been working hard. We have some great new additions to our team with some of the first years, and it's a great way for us to prove the talent we have and the hard work that we've been putting in. And with a few of those wins, we can accomplish our goal of becoming a top 10 team in the nation.
What are your expectations for the postseason, both for W&L and for you individually?
So in terms of team goals, we are really hoping to break that benchmark of falling in the round of 16 in the NCAA tournament. We're hoping to make it to that top 8 in the quarters and really prove just how much improvement we've had and how much work we've been putting in. And on terms of a individual level, I've been fortunate enough to compete in the individual tournament for singles the past 3 years and doubles the past 2 years. So finishing out my year, I would love to be in that tournament again for singles and doubles and ultimately come out with a championship. It's definitely a big goal and a hard goal, but with hard work, hopefully it can be accomplished.
Sonja, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. Emily Rollo and Tommy Thetford will represent Washington and Lee at the Division III Swimming Championships in Shenandoah, Texas, where action begins on Wednesday. Men's and women's track and field open up the outdoor season with the W&L Carnival, which starts on Friday. Riding will compete in the Hollins Invitational, while men's tennis plays host to Christopher Newport. On Saturday, baseball travels to Guilford for an ODAC doubleheader. Men's lacrosse will continue its homestand by taking on Bridgewater. Men's tennis visits Hampton-Sydney, and women's lacrosse heads to Lynchburg. Also this weekend, women's golf will take part in the Randolph-Macon Invitational. Men's tennis entertains Sewanee on Sunday morning, and the riding team will be in Charlottesville for the Virginia Invitational in the IHSA Regional Championships. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.